had 3 kids, and I kind of started acting like that. And my husband keep telling me, "Hey, you acting like your mom. You acting like your mom." And I'm like, "What you talking about? You're not doing that." And sometimes I catch myself acting like her, even saying the same things my mom said.
Don't let your kids see grandma.
Okay.
And follow your husband. Go make some more babies. Go ahead, Juanna.
Hi, Jesse. How
Hey,
you doing?
all is well. How are you?
I'm as well too.
Good.
So I called maybe 2 weeks ago. My life was a mess. I was giving a lot of help to my husband for sure. I was not realizing that I grew up in Mexico when my mom was, treat us like, I guess she have hell in her heart too. My dad was going with his friends and drinking to go away from my mom because he was angry all the time. And so I kind of resent my mom for all the time she was talking bad about my dad, and she hit me a lot, and the way she treated us, feels wrong. And I have so much angry about her treating us that way. So I got married, and I was not seeing that time there was an amazing man. It is amazing man. So I kind of act the same that my mom did it to my kids. I had 3 kids, and I kind of started acting like that. And my husband keep telling me, "Hey, you acting like your mom. You acting like your mom." And I'm like, "What you talking about? You're not doing that." And sometimes I catch myself acting like her, even saying the same things my mom said. So my husband started following you, and he said, "You need to call your mom and tell her that you not resent her for what she did to you." I did that. I don't have no clue that I was resenting my daddy too. I have different kind of love. It feels different kind of love for my mom than for my dad. It feels like I love my dad more. But when my husband defend my kids, it feels like I start getting angry on my dad feels like he never defend me for my mom. And I start feeling anger. I call my dad and I tell him that I forgive him for not protecting me for my mom. But I still have having problems with my husband. I even CPS get involved. School called CPS and us, and they saying that my husband is doing domestic violence. He never hit me. He never did it, anything like that. I call it my hormones, but I was being very mean to him, and I was not realizing that I was doing to him. Every single time we have a fight, I call my friends and tell my friends everything what my husband did, and I was not seeing what I do to him. And so now my husband talk. I'm doing my solid prayer, and I forget my parents. My husband, he was smoking. He quit smoking. I could see the change in him. Like the first week, it was amazing change. I was looking, and I'm like, he looks different. What is going on? I was still being a, evil woman. I was giving him a lot of trouble, and I cannot see it. He was telling me, he was even put his stuff in the trunk and trying to leave. And I was not leave, but I'm like, what I'm doing wrong, and I cannot see it. I called you, and I started doing my silent prayer and wash my thoughts and everything. And I still past week, I still giving him trouble. But I feel guilty for calling my friends and tell that everything what was going on in my life, and I think I make my friends look my husband like bad person, and I want to fix that. I want to your opinion to see what I can do to fix that, because my husband not deserve that.
Number one is why do you feel guilty over something that you had no control over? For something that you had no control over?
Because that's affecting my husband. I feel that the reason for CPS is here is because I was giving help to my husband, and he was trying to like protect my kid,
right,
and protect me, and I make him look bad up, in everybody's eyes. Everybody is seeing my side or my opinion, but nobody hears his side. So it feels like I need to fix that.
Well, it can't be fixed because it has already happened. And what you need to understand that when you did those things, it wasn't you, but it was the spirit of evil that had made a home in you. And it was trying to make you destroy yourself and your family. It wasn't you. Had it been you, you would have never done anything like that at all, the real you. But the fake you, the not you that made a home in your mind and emotions caused you to do that. And so it wasn't you, so there's no reason to feel guilty about it. It's enough to understand what happened. That wasn't me, and then apologize to your husband. And from this point forward, never tell anyone what's going on with your husband or even in your family, because you can't trust other people. They are dealing with the devil as well, and they will try to hurt you or your husband so they can feel better, get a false sense of life about themselves. So there's no reason to feel guilty if you realize that it was not you. But all human beings are possessed until they forgive and the spirit of evil is taken away from them. That wasn't you. You need to learn from the situation, understand from the situation, rather than keep believing that it was you, because if you think that it was you, you're going to repeat the same thing over or even worse. It wasn't you. It's enough to apologize to your husband. You know what? I was wrong. I am so sorry. I didn't know what was going on with me. And then you would stop doing that. And whatever those people think about him, that's on them. I would recommend you not take any concern about what other people are going to think about your husband, because what other people are evil. If they weren't evil, they wouldn't be thinking anything about your husband. They will understand what happened. Okay. You can't make up for it. You have to understand from the situation, and understanding will prevent you from ever doing that again. It wasn't you, Juanna. It was the devil that made a home in your thoughts and emotions. All thoughts and all emotions are all lies all the time. Have you apologized to your husband for that?
Yes, I did.
And what did he say?
He said, that feels really good. I was never thinking you would realize what you did. And I'm like,
nice.
Sorry.
Well, that's a perfect way for him to deal with it. So now you drop it and stop believing it was you. Stop trying to make up for something that has already happened. It's done. It's over. There's no need to make up. You can't make up for anything. You just overcome that false self, and you'll become your real self, and you'll be fine. But there's no reason to feel guilty at all. The devil is accusing you. It's not from God. It's not from you. And he wants you to feel guilty, so because it's him that is controlling you, and he'll make you do something else if you feel guilty. Let guilt go. It's not from God.
Oh, yes. The devil was really deep, and it took me a long time. I was like, doing the silent praise, and it still like feels like so angry about my husband. And I was asking myself, what is the reason I feel that way? I sit out in the middle of the day 2 or 3 times in my bed, like, stay quiet for a minute. That helped me a lot, and it was tough.
Yeah, and stay with that. Whenever those thoughts come, if they come 1,000 times a minute or 1,000 times a day, just know you're in a thought, because you can't have the feeling of guilt or any form of emotion unless you have the thought first. So let the thought pass, and you'll be fine. It's not from God. God is not judging you. He's not accusing you. That is the accuser, the devil, And I love the way that your husband is dealing with it. He's let it go, so it's time for you to let it go too.
He's changing, and I want to thank you so much. He started listening to you. He trying to quit smoking pot like many times, and it was bad. He don't even talk to me, no talk to the kids and nothing. This time, Jesse, when he quit, it was like so calm. And we'll deal with CPS, and we go to court, and he's deal with CPS, and I can see that he was so stressed about that. CPS is lying about a lot of stuff and making him look like, like bad. And I want to help him in that situation too, and I tell CPS, no. CPS call his mom, and his mom tell CPS that he have angry issues. He never have a good relationship with the mom. All the time they get together, they fight. They not talk for a long time and everything. And the grandma not see my grandkids. My family is in Mexico, and I grown up in a family visit my grandmas. But my mom did one thing. She locked the door to go visit my dad's mom, and I kind of resent my mom for that in that time too. Yeah. And I know every single time my husband said, "Hey, you don't take my kids to my mom," and I fight with him. I'm like, "You're doing exactly what my mom she did to me," and that made me angry. And I don't want the kids feel angry at you when they grow up, because you know let them see the grandma. But his mom is she has so much anger. She grown up with no dad.
But you don't take his kids around his mother or your mother. You're taking them into hell. Grandma don't need to see them. Obey your husband and follow him, and you'll be fine. And don't get all into this emotional crowd with the world. Oh, the grandparents need to see the grandkids. No, they don't, because she's just going to do to them what she's done to her son.
Yeah, that's what I when she called the kids, I put in a speaker, and it feels so much like negative. Like, you see, your dad is not let me see what I'm doing wrong, and that made me feel like, what are you talking about my husband, to my kids?
But that's your fault, because you should not have put grandma on the phone to talk to your kids. Grandma is evil, and you're going behind his back. And you're serving the devil in grandma and in you and everything. And you're destroying this man's kids while he's trying to save them.
Yeah, well, today he talked to her, and she told him that what she told to CPS. So CPS is a big deal right now. We deal with CPS for 2 months. And but she told that to CPS, and my husband said, okay, I think I'm done with her, talking to her. I think my daughter's birthday is coming this Friday, and we have plans to go to somewhere. And she called me and asked me, okay, so my sister already invited me. She said that. My sister already invited me, but I want to know if it's okay for me to go over there. I'm like,
but you see how the devil works? The devil can't get to Adam, so the devil go to Eve. And that's what's happening. You're playing the Eve role right now.
Yeah, every single time she called me, and I tell her, I'm like, call Trey, because, but she's like, you see, your husband is trying to control you.
That's what the devil said to Eve.
I grown up seeing my grandma follow my grandpa. My other grandma follow my grandpa. And it feels that inside of me to follow my husband and obey him. It was difficult because all these ideas, my friends and everybody, I was listening, everybody, what they want, they wrong. He's trying to control you. It's control. And I was like, yeah, it's wrong. And it came to my head. And I started fighting with my husband. And these 10 years, I was listening to that. After doing my silent prayer and listening to you, and I feel like my husband is my everything. Like, no, God is my everything, but like I need to follow Him.
Yeah.
That's it.
Absolutely. So you give everybody else the finger and follow your husband. Take all those people out of your business, including your mama, his mother, and just say, no, talk to my husband. If he doesn't want to talk to you, I'm done. Don't come to me. Because that's exactly what the serpent did. He tried to get to Adam. Adam said no and gave him the finger. And then so the serpent worked on Eve. And Eve gave in. And that's where all the hell came through the woman into the family. And that's what they're trying to do with you. And they are doing it. So stop it. Don't have anything to do with your mother, his mother, anybody. Don't take their phone calls or anything.
Yeah, well, he told me this morning, can you please lock my mom's phone number? I think we're done with him. Am I yes, baby?
That's right.
Am I yes, baby, okay? I agree with you. I follow you. Yeah.
And everything's going to work out just fine if you block out the devil. You can't support the devil inside of other people or inside of you. So follow your husband and this CPA thing you're going through. Don't worry about the outcome. Just take it one day at a time. And now that you're overcoming this bad nature into the good nature, this abnormal nature into the good nature, it'll be fine. God is with you. Everything will work out. Because God knows it wasn't you, but it's the spirit that made a home in you that made you do the things that you didn't want to do and prevented you from doing the right thing. So don't worry, all right?
Okay, yeah, I have that problem but right now I feel like I have a week that I was like, kind of like not thinking, and my thoughts are kind of out. My husband said, you look positive. I'm like, I am. I have a great life.
That's right. So follow your husband. Don't worry about what has happened. Don't feel guilty. It was not you. It was something else in you. So don't identify with the false spirit that's in your mind and emotion. It's not you.
Okay, so about my kids not seeing the grandma, that's okay?
Yeah, why do you need to see grandma? For what? To screw them up?
Yeah, I guess, yeah. I grew up like that, and I had this thinking that's family, and you need to teach my kids that. But every single time I'm trying to bring to the grandma, it causes problems between me and my husband, and my kids seeing me and my husband fight, and it's a bad example. So I was so messed up, Jesse. I'm telling you, I was.
I know. I understand.
A mess.
What a mess. But now you know. Now you know. You didn't know you were blind and could not see. But now you can. And just think about it. God said to the man to get married, take your wife far away from your family and her family. If God thought it was a good idea to be around, why did he tell the man to take your wife away from her family?
Yeah.
All right? So forget about those people. Follow your husband. Your husband and your kids are your family, not those other people. You don't owe them anything, and don't let the devil impose himself on you through your mother-in-law or anyone else.
Okay.
All right?
Okay, well, thank you so much, Jesse. My husband want other baby. We have already 3, and we want other boy, you know. I'm like, man, the world is too crazy for having a baby. He said, that's what we're made for.
That's
to
right.
Have babies.
Why are you out there in all that mess? You need to be laying up having some babies. Forget about you. Don't let your kids see grandma.
Okay.
And follow your husband. Go make some more babies.